Hi, it's Sandy Parker and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. I thought I would just show you a very fast project that I did, and then we'll go into the card I'm going to make. But what I did is I bought this bottle at the Dollar Tree, of course, where else, and they had these labels that you could put on 3 different sizes of bottles, and you got 8 for a pack, and I thought they were really cute. So I took Mop and Glow and I put re-inker with it. You could use food coloring. You could use inks that you mix with your, like put it, ink pad on something and then run your Mop and Glow over it if you don't have re-inker, but use whatever you have on hand. Anyway, what I did is I let it sit out, the Mop and Glow with the re-inker in it. I let it sit out for a couple days so that it got thicker, the water evaporated out of it. And then I put it into my bottle, and it really worked well to make it darker. I wanted it to be a brownish color. It has some spots in it, but that's okay. I wanted it to be kind of weird and vintage, and I did the same thing to my cork. So if you can see that the cork is brown or browner, and my label has a little bit of distressing on it. You can get that off if you don't want it, but I liked it, so I left it there. But that's a real quick project I thought I'd just tell you about. So I was at my Dollar Tree yesterday, and they still had them, so it's something you can think about. So we're on to Tableau of Terror, my absolute favorite Halloween stamp. And what we're going to do, I'm going to color it with some alcohol markers because this deserves nothing but the best. And I'm going to use some Memento ink so it doesn't... supposedly, Memento ink is the best when you're using alcohol inks. So I got a little glitter on them. I'm going to color them up with this little one. I know it's going to take me a little bit of time, but unfortunately, I don't have a big one in this. And all of my other inks, I think will not work well with alcohol inks. And then I'm going to use, this is some really thick cardstock. Hopefully it's straight. And when it's big like this, I like to do it upside down. If my fingernails freak you out because they're gray in the top, it's because that's that bottle. The ink from the bottle kind of stained my hands a little bit, and I couldn't get it off without a couple fingernails, so I apologize. I should just cut all my fingernails and get them out of the way. I'll probably do that, because what's the point of having long fingernails when you can't do anything with them? Okay, here's our little beauty, and I'm going to clean this up really fast because I don't want anything to happen to my lovey, my favorite stamp. My friend Alicia, when I first got started my channel, she sent me all kinds of Halloween things, and then she said, I said, oh, I had this wish list of things, and she said, well, what's on your wish list? And I said, the Tableau of Terror, and she said, oh, I have that stamp, I'll send it to you. I will never forget that generosity, Alicia, and I hope I do this stamp justice because I absolutely adore it. I'm going to put it on this cardstock, which is just some purple paper that's, I think, 65 pounds. And I put this lavender paper in the inside with Happy Haunting and spider in it. And this was just from my stash, this set of stamps. And I've used it on other things, and I'll put it in the comments about what the name of it is. For some reason, I lost the name of it, but this is the set. I should know it by now because I've used it on almost every project. And I'm going to use this little spider, I think, on a couple spots on this, just, kind of around them. And I think I'm also going to distress around the outside with shaded lilac, just to kind of get rid of that bright white. And in the meantime, I'm going to get my alcohol markers and we'll get started coloring. I really zoomed in this time because I wanted you to be able to see the coloring as I did it, and I will probably do a lot of having Rich fast forward through things so that you don't have to endure anything that's really long and boring. And there are so many different colors in this that I want to make sure I do justice to everything. We have Frankenstein, the Mummy, we have Dracula, and a werewolf. So we have a lot of different animals, and the wolf has his own wolf bowl. So like I said, we have a lot of different animals and a lot of different people to color. So we're going to start, I think, with our little wolf fella. And I'm going to do him in some, I think I'm going to start with this TN3, TN2, and maybe I'll go with GB10. It's a big range of colors, but I have a lot of different things on him that I want to do. So I'm going to start with this GB10 and kind of just do parts of him that I want to be dark. Hard to get that one open. And that would be the kind of the shadowy areas around his arm and under his arm and around his bowl. And then I'm going to do TN3, and I did say Spectrum Noirs, but I'm also going to be using Sharpies and Bic Markets, because as you know, my collection is a little bit different than other people's. I use, a lot of different markers. I'm not sure what that color is supposed to be all around the bottom. I'll have to think about that. I'm going to make Wolfie's bowl this silvery color. So I think I'll do the Mummy next. And I'm going to do the Mummy in GB1 and GB2. We're going to do the witch's, I'll do the witch's hat. I think I'm going to work on Dracula. No, let's work on the pumpkin a little bit. I think I'm going to use this Bic Market that's this orange color. I decided the red wasn't red enough on our werewolf's tongue, so I'm going with dark red 5, DR5. Bic Market that might. Then I think I'm going to use DR1 for the blood. See if that's light enough. I think that ought to do it. And then let's see. Let's go back to his face. This would be our vampire, and I'm going to do him in this EB1.
well, you can say it, but basically you got to have some meat behind it, you know. I said, if I ever see any devil, I'll just
I
cast
found a few other colors that I wanted to put in here. I found this darker orange. I thought I would go around the edges of my pumpkin with. No, that's the same orange. No, this is the one, maybe. I don't know. Let me use this color, and then we'll see if I can find a darker orange that makes this work better. Maybe this CR1. Let's see what it does. It was a nice dark pumpkin-y color. Let's see if this is it. Okay, I need to go with a green. I have this thing coming out of his jar, and I'm going to go with DG3 and DG2. Now look at the difference in those colors. There's something weird about that. Gotta be honest. DG3 and see if I can just do some edges with it. Just blend it out with the LG4. That green, that dark LG, does not want to blend at all. I mean, it has no interest in blending. It's either there or it's not. And so I'm just going to cover the whole thing with it, and then I'm going to go over it again with the LG4, and it probably will just take it all off like it did before. I'm going to do the back of that bag. There's behind the eyeballs. Okay, let's see what we want to do next. More of this deep red in here because I don't think it's making me as happy as I want it to. I think I'm going to go with some of the purples for our witch and our Frankenstein. This coat. And then this one is HB3. I'm going to go with GB10 for his hair. What color do I want to do? I think I want to do the witch in this. Let's do our hat in these purples too. I like these purples. To do some eyeballs, and so I think I'm going to use my gel pen for this. Where that little black of her eye went. I don't see it. I need to fix around werewolf's eye. Looks weird too. He has a little bit of brown on it, and I gotta fix that. I just need to do her band in her hair, in her hat. I don't know what I'm talking about now. I'm just making things up as I go now. In her hair. And put a little silver on her buckle. I think I want to put a little bit of, I'll call it pink in her cheeks, but it's not really pink. It's FS5. Okay, I found another orange. I thought I'd give one last shot on my pumpkin, this GB2, and see if I can kind of tone it down a little bit. I think I need to get a little bit more of my purple and do around that, whoops, wrong end of it again, and do around that snake or whatever that thing is. She's got some serious blusher on her. I'm going to have to color that down a little bit. Now, I have this little black spider, and since there's a couple spiders already in the design, I thought I would put a few more on. Oh, well, I got nothing. I'm going to have to color that in with some marker. But I'm going to put spiders all around my background, and then I'm going to use some archival purple. It's a purple ink that I'm going to just kind of, let's see, I'm going to put my head in the picture just for a second because I want to re-ink that spider if I can. Ha! Can you believe I did that? What a great job. Now I'm going to screw up something else just to make it up for that, right? Just because I can. I'm going to put this behind it because I'm going to stamp some of these off the top like that. Oh, see? Told you I'd screw it up. I think it's looking pretty fine. If you are into spiders, if you're not, then look away, because it's definitely spider-y. I think that looks good. Okay, now the thing I wanted to do is I'm going to turn my card into what looks like a tag. My plan was to make all of it look like it's, see what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to cut the top in, I'm going to cut the top on an angle like that, but I'm going to have to cut this a little bit shorter to do it. So I'm going to show you that first, how my plan is going to come together. My evil plan has got a plan. Okay. What my plan is, I'm going to move it into the 3 and move that to the 3/4 inch. That's better. So my plan is to take my little piece that came off of this side, and I'm going to, just like it was here, I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to draw a line because I'm going to just cut it. Doing it with my scissors, and using a pencil that I can erase with, and I'm going to do the same thing on this so that everything has got the same cut. And as I said, I got a little pencil so that I can erase off whatever, you know, whatever I don't need. But the way that I'm doing this, I'll ensure that I have the exact same cuts as far as dimensionally, on all four corners. And this is thick watercolor paper, so it's going to be a little bit harder to cut easily. Okay, that's those two pieces, and then again I have my little mark I can see, which is nice because then I should be able to make a clean cut, and it should be a correct cut. So now I can just lay that like that once I get my purple on it. This is shaded lilac, and I'm just going to use a sponge dauber. I'm sure you've seen these before. I've used them many times, but I'll tell you the story one more time. These are from Tableau Designs LLC. They're very inexpensive. I think they're like $4.25, and they don't charge shipping. That's a genius part. I really like them, and they're kind of hard to find on their website. It's under tools, so if you're looking for them, that's where you find them. But I have really good success distressing with them, and I do have a video on which distressing tool is best for you, and I go over all the different varieties, and if you want to see that, I'll link that up in the top corner there. But you want to start off your page, and you're going to kind of just go down the edge with it. We're not trying to get a lot of distressing, we're just trying to get a little bit. And then I have the plan I have for the hole, because when you do a tag, there's a hole on the tag up at the top. Well, I didn't really want to punch a hole because I can't really punch a hole through my whole card, because then you wouldn't be able to open the card. So I thought what I would do is make like I'll call it a fake hole, and just kind of put a circle, like a circle punch of paper right there, like it would be, and make it so it looks like it's got that, but not really. It's frisky, and you know I love frisky. Okay, that is that. Then here's the part I was talking about. I can do this in a bunch of different ways. Let me decide if I want to put this up on dimensionals or if I want to add something else to it. I might want to add something else to it, but I can do this part first. Here's what you're going to do. This is 3/8 of an inch around. I'm going to use my marker on it first. This will be easier. I could have used black paper, but I had this scrap from the inside laying around, so I figured I would just use it. Use a black piece of scrap if you have one. So there's my black hole. Then I'm going to glue that to that spot with some glue. This is an Elmer's Memory glue pen. Good plan. All I have to do is put that somewhere near the top. So we're assuming that that is our hole that we punched. My camera cut out. I've been having a devil of a time with this camera. I think you saw most of the important part. I did, if you didn't see it, I stamped this from the Stampin' Up! Set Howl-o-Ween Creeps that I don't think is available. I think it's retired, but you can get it on eBay, I'm sure of that. And then I used color block black ink to stamp that with, and then I just used some orange ribbon that I had in my stash to create that little ribbon at the top. All I did was I cut this piece on an angle and the piece underneath it straight across, and then I laid that on it so it looks like it's bent, but it's not really. It's just two pieces laying on top of themselves. And then in the inside we have the lavender paper with Happy Haunting that I already showed you, and now all I need to do is make my envelope with some washi tape and we'll be all set. So my envelope, I decided I would go crazy wild with my washi this time, and I'm going to use purple glitter because, you know, nothing says Halloween like purple glitter washi tape, in my opinion. Well, you know, it doesn't matter. It's still crazy fun. I love purple glitter. And then we're just going to snip this off. Oh, I forgot to put on here, I made this for you. I'm going to grab it real quick. And I might as well put my other stamp on the back. If you haven't seen my new stamp, I have a stamp that says "Be a Fruit Loop in a World of Cheerios" that I've been putting on my envelopes. And on the back, as you know, I always put, I made this for you, because I want people to know that somebody made this for them, whether I give it as a gift or if somebody else gets it. I hope you like this, and I hope you'll give coloring a try. I'm so sad that this is the end of my Halloween extravaganza. I've had so much fun making Halloween everything. The problem I've had, though, is that, I don't know if you read my blog, but I lost 2 sticks that Honey might have eaten. I'm not exactly sure where they went, but I lost a lot of really good videos on it, and I'm a little bit sad about that. But maybe someday they'll turn up. I don't know. It's looking bad at this point. I really appreciate you bearing with me on this project, and I hope that you'll share with my channel with your friends on Facebook. I hope you give this a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.